Intimacy in marriage. Marriage can be a very satisfying experience, most especially when the two parties involved are on the same page. And sometimes it could be difficult when you start having issues in your marriage, when some problems start arising. But one thing I know is, for everyone in a marriage, we want to make sure that our marriage stand the test of time. We want to make sure that our marriage is strong enough to stand the test of time. And for every marriage or every relationship to flourish over the years, there is need for intimacy in marriage. There is need for intimacy in our relationship. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of your show, The Broken, and I'm your girl Flo. It's another time for us to interact together, and guess what? Today's topic is deep. Like, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it, and I'm sure we all are going to learn from today's topic. And the topic for discussion today is intimacy in marriage. We need to talk about this. Lack of intimacy in marriage, what causes it, and how we can rekindle our intimacy. How you can rekindle your intimacy in your marriage, in your relationship. For those that are in serious relationship, I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, but those that are in serious relationship, we need to talk about this. As we know that one of the major components, or one of the major bedrock of every relationship and marriage is intimacy. So I want you guys to drop your comments in the comment section below. Click on the like button and share this video. What's your think about intimacy in marriage? Do you think that the level of intimacy that we enjoy or we share in relationship, do you think it lasts longer immediately we get married? Do you think it is the same thing? What causes it? What are the possible causes of lack of intimacy in marriage, and what are the solutions? These are what we'll be looking into. And I'm very sure a lot of people will be like, when you talk about intimacy in relationship, when you talk about intimacy in marriage, a lot of people will be thinking about sex. Though it is part of it, it is one of the major aspects of intimacy, and we'll be talking about sex. So what you think about this? What do you think about intimacy in marriage? Do you think the level of intimacy in a lot of marriages today, do you think it is actually what do you think it is enough to make our marriages survive, to make our marriages thrive and survive? So I want you to drop your take on this topic. So intimacy in marriage. I'm going to start on this note that one of the major important parts of intimacy in marriage is sex. And I want you to get this, that it is possible to be intimate with someone and not be in a sexual relationship with someone. And it is also possible to be in a sexual relationship with someone and not be intimate with the person. So when we think about intimacy in marriage, it is not all about sex. But though sex is an integral part of it, it is not all about sex. We have physical intimacy, we have emotional intimacy. But I'll be talking about the three major things. But before I go into that, some of the things that actually causes lack of intimacy in marriage. Number one, I'll be talking about stress. Stress of responsibility, work when you start having children, stress of wanting to meet the needs of your family, the needs at work, the needs of your extended family. It's a lot of stress, and this can cause lack of intimacy in marriage. Another thing is resentment in marriage. This could be as a result of unresolved issues. As we know that issues will always come up. Unresolved issues in marriage, it can lead to resentment, and this can cause lack of intimacy in marriage. Another one is rejection, and this is about sex rejection. When you have a continuous rejection from your partner, this can actually lead to a low self-esteem of your partner, which could lead to lack of intimacy in marriage. Another one is over familiarity. You know that, oh, this is my wife, this is my husband. You are too familiar with him, so it makes you ignore some things, some important things that you should take with you should take seriously in your marriage. It makes you ignore some parts, some things your partner love, some things you should do as a wife, some things you should do as a husband. It makes you ignore a lot of things, makes you forget a lot of things. Things literally that you literally do all those things when you are in relationship with your partner, when love is still wanting, when everything is still sweet, it's still fresh. You will do this thing like you will do it conveniently without your partner requesting for it. So over familiarity is also another thing. Another thing that brings about lack of intimacy in marriage is laziness, selfishness. When everything is all about you, you are not thinking about your partner. You only think about yourself. Laziness. There are things that you do when you were in relationship that you no longer do because you know this person now. She's now my wife. Is now my husband. So you are not bothered about others. So you think they are no longer important. It is even in marriage. I'll say this, that it is even in marriage that most things you do in your relationship, you should try and do more of it in your marriage so that you don't get bored. You know, you guys are together and you know matters, issues arises. So these are some of the problems or some of the things, I said some, not all, that causes lack of intimacy. Another thing is when you have problem with the level of intimacy, what you understand by intimacy is different from what your partner understand by intimacy, and that is the reason why it is important, and it is one of the things that I'll be talking about in the three important elements of intimacy in marriage. Number one is feeling comfortable around your husband. I said something that you can be in a sexual relationship with someone and not be intimate with a person. And you can as well be intimate with someone and not be in a sexual relationship with a person. A lot of marriages, you are just with your partner. You are not comfortable around your partner. You are so conscious of yourself when you are in a marriage or you are in a relationship with someone, and you are not so free. You are so conscious of yourself. What you do, what you say, what you like. It's like, I don't know how to put it, but you are so conscious of yourself. That is not intimacy. You are not intimate with the person. Feeling comfortable around your partner. If you claim you are intimate with your partner, you should be able to feel comfortable around your partner. Another one is communication. Communication really matters. I said something that your level of intimacy or what you understand by intimacy as a person might be different from what your partner understand as intimacy. Hence the need for you to come together and communicate and talk about all of these things so that you guys, you two of you, will be on the same page. Intimacy in marriage. And the bedrock or the most important is sex. Sex. I discovered that sex is one of the major problem in a lot of marriages today. And it brings about lack of intimacy when it is not properly done, when there is insatisfaction in it. So it brings about a lot of problem. A lot of couples, or let me say a lot of marriages, the couples are just having sex without intimacy. without intimacy. I had something funny. Okay, don't let me say it. Without intimacy, it is now about the act. What about the emotions? What about the feelings? What about certain moods when we are talking about sex and marriage? Of course, it's not something you should be shy to do or be shy about it when you're with your partner. This is what you got license, free like license to do it in marriage. So I want us to talk about this ways to rekindle your intimacy in marriage. I said some of 3 elements that is important in intimacy. Number 1, I talk about feeling comfortable around your partner. You should be able to feel comfortable. No fear in you. A lot of marriages, in so many marriages, partners can't be free with their partner. They can't express themselves, how they feel. They can't express their emotions, how they feel, how they want to be touched, how they want their love, how they want their partner to show them their love. You can't, they are not so comfortable in sharing all of this with their partner. It should not be. It means there is no intimacy in that marriage, and we need to bring it back. I talk about communication. Everything that you need to do, your level of intimacy, whatever it is, your expression, how you feel, what you want to do, how you love your partner, how you want to be loved, how you want to express your feelings. Everything boils down on communication. And how are you communicating? That is very important also. How are you communicating all of this? And the last one, I talk about sex. So let's quickly go into ways we can rekindle intimacy in our marriage. Number 1, change your pattern of initiating sex. I said sex, we're going to be talking more about sex. Your ways, your pattern of initiating sex. A lot of couples don't actually, or let me say a lot of partners in marriage don't know how to initiate sex. You know, what we have, or what we have now, it is come here, it's on your back. What about the romance that comes before the sex? What about foreplay that comes before the sex? What about the intimacy that comes, the longing, the drive that will make your partner want to have this with you? So change your pattern of initiating it. Come here, Joe, and do this now. It's not it's not a good way to go about it. Another one is odd ends more often. Talk about things, hold each other. I said something like intimacy is not only about sex. Physical touch is very, very important. How you touch your partner too, it is very, very important. How you go, around in the house, maybe you hold each other, you are going out, taking a walk, holding hands together. Physical contact too also is part of it, and there are ways, it's part of how you can actually rekindle your intimacy in your marriage. Allow tension to build. Take time during foreplay. Allow tension to build. Don't just go into the act like that. Don't make it boring. Take time during foreplay. Share your fantasy. Change location. You can go out, have a time out, and change everything. It shouldn't always be in your house. Every time. You can go on a vacation. Change location. Another thing is carve out time to spend with your partner. Alone time with your partner. Another one is focus more on affection, touch, physical touch. They are also part of the things you can do to rekindle your intimacy in marriage. And also practice being more emotionally vulnerable when you are with yourself. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And the last thing is make sex a priority. If you want you want to live a healthier and a happier marriage, you want to have a healthier and a happier marriage, sex is part of it. To women, they said the ways to get into to the heart of a man is true is belly. Talk about also sex too is another way to get through to your man. So we should not just do it anyhow. We should not just make it a priority. make it a priority, and other things, a lot of things that can attract your partner to you. A lot of marriages, a lot of couples, let me say a lot of couples, now I'm talking to both the man and the woman in marriage. You don't know how to take care of yourself. Your mouth smells and you expect that your partner will kiss you. If she understands and she's like trying, or is trying, it's not going to be for a longer time. Appreciate your partner. Learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to appreciate your body. Learn to appreciate your body. What you do, what you guys do in relationship. Let it also be part of you when you get married. Don't say, we're already married now. What else? I've seen everything. What else? What else? What is left? It should not be like that. Learn to take care of yourself so that you can be attracted to each other. A lot of us women, we neglect looking good for our husband. A lot of men too, you neglect being good, looking good for your wife. All these things, they are part of it. And they are part of the things that, you know, when you're looking good, you're looking sexy as a woman, it's going to attract your husband. And stop rejecting. I say something, one of the problem of that causes lack of intimacy is rejection. You are always rejecting your partner. You are always tired. You are always this. You are always that. Although there are things that can actually cause that, if you have a partner who is dirty and the other partner is sensitive to all of those things, definitely you are going to, you're going to get a lot of rejection. If you're not looking good and you have a partner that appreciates you looking good for him or her, smell good for your partner, look good for your partner, appreciate your partner. Don't be selfish. Treat your partner the way you want to be treated. You want to be loved, love your partner. You want to be respected, respect your partner. All these are all what brings about intimacy in a marriage. I hope you've learned or gained one or two things on the show today. I want you to keep your comment coming in. What do you think? Intimacy. We need to talk about it. It is what every couple should revisit, like from time to time, to rekindle their intimacy in marriage. Sometimes it can get boring, but when you don't talk, when you don't communicate, when you don't go revisit all of these things, how do you survive? How do you make your marriage survive? How do you make your marriage stand the test of time? Marriage, like I always said, it's a beautiful thing, and we are meant to enjoy it. Meant to enjoy it. So this will be the end of the show today. I hope you get one or two things on the show. I remain your girl Flo, and till I see you next week, same time. Stay intimate. Be intimate. Bye.